Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Pump and Culture Podcast. I'm happy to have Mark and Brian back on the pod for another good mixed conversation, a little bit of sports, a little bit of fitness. Um, you're gonna see a little bit of that pre-conversation we had too, so I'm gonna drop some of that as well. But it's always good conversation when I have these two guys on. But today the first topic I want to hit is because I've been speaking to Mark. Everyone knows I work with these two guys, so I've been talking to Mark about this Caitlin Clark stuff for like months at a time, and I finally got him on. And honestly, I need to hear your opinion because I kept telling you not to tell me anything until you hopped on, because I just wanted to talk to you about a lot of the hate that we were seeing, a lot of the misinformation from her teammates, from the league, just like not supporting her when we all knew she was gonna come in and be like the best player in the league.
I feel like to me it's just first of all, I feel like I can honestly say this like when my first season kind of, I'm not gonna say I was watching WNBA, but I was adjacent to it. I was following it.
I was watching a couple of highlights.
But I'm paying attention now. Liberties, I've seen all the Liberty playoff games. I saw the finals game that they blew on Thursday, and I'm definitely gonna watch tomorrow's game as well.
Were they playing tomorrow? It's just another series. It's just another game in the series.
It's the finals. So if they win, they are the champions. They're playing
Minnesota Lynx.
Minnesota Lynx. I thought with the Caitlin Clark thing, I feel like it's rookie hazing in a sense. Like it reminds me of like the situation like when LeBron came into the league and how all the Cavaliers players was like, we're not giving up our spot for no rookie. But Caitlin Clark, like, she nice. If you look at statistically what she is doing, like she went to the Indiana and she made that team.
Yeah, because they were like, weren't they the worst team in the league? That's why she was able to get on that team. She was
She
first overall pick.
She was the first overall. I wouldn't tell you she was the worst because, like I said, I wasn't watching last year.
The worst team normally gets the number one pick
Yeah,
in the draft, right? So
yeah.
they had to be the worst team.
Yeah, they were bad.
And now this shit, I know they made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I think she might be second or third in scoring on her team, first in assists on her team. Like she went on that team and she is impacting winning on the team. So I feel like they're going to hate on her just because she's new and she's a rookie. I think it's rookie hazing. It's normal.
To me, I didn't see the same thing going at Angel Reese though. I don't want to make it a race thing, but I felt like it was more welcome to the league for her rather than for.
Because I think Caitlin got more notoriety. Like people, like I feel like there was definitely more attention. There was more attention around Caitlin Clark than there was around Angel Reese. But I also feel like, but because of them two, the NBA is on notice. WNBA is on notice now. Like the fact that we're even talking about women's basketball,
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's good though. It's crazy.
It's definitely advancing. It's on it's growing. And
For years, we've been talking about NCAA women's basketball for the longest time, but it just never really translated over to the WNBA.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like I feel like last year, or even the past couple of years with Angel Reese at LSU, with them winning, they were talking about the college basketball, women's basketball, more than WNBA. And now you have some of these players that were carrying those programs, carrying college women's basketball. They're in the WNBA now, so people are watching them. Yeah. But of course, people like I think if you got no haters, you ain't popping. That's really
That's true.
all it is.
What do you think, Brian?
I think that I wish more people would understand that we can't allow like the hatred to dictate what we're seeing. I feel like for the WNBA, they are having this moment of rapid expansion, and I know that a lot of people, they kind of are picking sides or they have their opinions on the players. But I think we should just kind of take the moment to understand like, hey, the WNBA is kind of reaching into a golden era of like basketball, and they're pushing the league to new heights, right? So regardless if you're team Clark or if you're team Reese, ultimately you should just be happy as a fan that, hey, people want to talk about it. People want to have it televised. People want to converse about the game. Women's basketball has been around for a very, decent amount of time. And we know that there have been points where it struggled a lot because people weren't watching, people weren't showing up. Caitlin, and I know this for a fact, Caitlin, as much as people want to say what they want, she's pushing the league forward. The players are getting more amenities because of that, and even down to certain things like, for example,
the private jet.
This is look. So the Atlanta Dream, right? They usually play in another facility for their games. When they played the Indiana Fever, because they wanted to sell more tickets, they moved them to the State Farm Arena where the Hawks play. So that's what I'm saying. Like they literally are doing this because the girl is bringing she's filling seats.
But I think
and that is as well. No, of course. Like I agree as well. So people should just be happy that both of them are breaking mass amount of records as WNBA players in their rookie years. I know that Caitlin has won Rookie of the Year, and touche to her. I think that I want them to continue to push the game. Why don't we, instead of arguing about who you like or who you don't like, why can't we just look at this as one of those top rivalries? Let's look at it like a Magic Johnson, a Michael Isaiah.
Hey, I would love to see it get there, but like I said, I've been watching the highlights. Angel Reese misses layups, so it's not that.
Well, no. I don't
missing layups.
She I know, because she's a double monster, but she's doubling her own.
But look at her field goal percentage. Oh my God,
she's rebounding her own misses.
Yo,
I think, but that's the thing. I think if you watch the I believe it's Chicago Sky, like the way that they play, they play tough, man. They play like a bad boys pistol, like the team.
They got the other rookie.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Cardozo, I think her name is like that.
But even some of the other players on the team, some of their vets, they play hard. I think that's how people like to watch them play.
Yeah.
And like I said, despite how you may feel about her, about the double thing and her missing shots and everything else, it's moving the game forward, right? So right now we have the WNBA finals going on. And mind you, like I said, everyone's talking about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Neither one of them were, MVP candidates.
Right.
If we really want to have a conversation, we should be talking about Asia Wilson and Nafisha Collier, who's on the Minnesota Lynx right now. And, Asia just got knocked out.
But nobody's talking about that.
Right, but
we don't really care.
But my thing is, they're doing things that we've never seen. Asia Wilson's almost averaging 30 points.
She averaged like 30 points this season.
As a woman.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we only care about.
No, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. We should take
Caitlin.
We should take Caitlin and Angel's momentum and understand that, hey guys, WNBA is right. There's so much. There's so much that we should look at because yes, they're great. Hey, listen, we want Caitlin Clark to be like Asia Wilson at some point.
Thanks.
Score 20 and let's see if we can get to scoring 30 a game. Like that's what we should want for.
She might have been like 17, 18 this season.
Right. So ultimately, there's room for them to grow as players, and I think that the WNBA, in my opinion, is in good hands. We haven't seen this many good players in the WNBA in a very long time.
But how would you know you wasn't watching?
How many games you went to this year?
Huh?
How many games you went to last year? No? All right. Okay. All right. I was there. I was in the building.
Okay. You got me.
I was watching.
You got me there.
I'm saying I was seeing, as a Liberty fan, I was there. I was watching. I was intaking it. I think more people should watch it because, one, it's very entertaining, and because of their style of play, the games are closer. Like there is a lot more crunch time.
Nice fundamental type of game.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot more crunch time. It's a lot more, and they listen, man. The girls, they ball, man.
No, I think the moral of this is the WNBA is bigger than Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. It's a league. Like it's not just these two women. Like it's Italy. Like Aja Wilson, like you said, she was killing. Yeah. She was killing. I think she won 2 chips back to back, right?
I believe so.
But nobody really, no one's talking about that.
All we're talking about is Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, but also
those are the two girls that actually brought us eyes on. I was never gonna watch the league if it wasn't for those two girls.
It's all social media. It's what social media focuses on. Whatever social media cues in on is what the people are going to see. Because we're not going through watching highlights. We're scrolling through our news feed and all we see is Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. That's all we know.
Right. Every topic becomes, in some shape or form, becomes about them. So it's like the headline will read, WNBA gets prepared for the Olympics. Is Caitlin Clark making the team? Like, why?
No, she's not.
Asia Wilson wins WNBA MVP or
was Caitlin Clark snubbed?
Right. Can Caitlin Clark be this great at some point? It's like
it's just clickbait.
Yeah,
right.
Not facts.
So people, and I think she knows this as well. Like her name, and this is, I think people need to stop getting upset about this, man. If your name draws in people, your name draws in people.
Right.
It just is what it is. Instead of hating, like Jay, just acknowledge it
and reap the rewards.
Right, that's it.
And reap the rewards.
So did you guys hear about because I watched Nightcap. I don't know if you guys watched Nightcap podcast with
Chad and Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp. Ocho's he's a character. So he fought a couple years ago, a boxing match. You said
Ocho's a character, Mr. Chad Johnson?
Chad Johnson.
Ocho Cinco.
I think he officially changed his last name for a little while.
Yeah, because that
He might have went back.
because
I don't
he's
know
a character.
legit or not. But he's about to fight supposedly Super Bowl weekend or right before Super Bowl MMA fight against James Harrison. And if you've never seen him, because you probably haven't, this man's a 300-pound linebacker.
That he wants to fight?
That he's gonna fight in an MMA 3-round competition. 3 rounds. This man got knocked out by Le'Veon Bell, who's a running back, and now he's about to go in the ring with this big guy. I just think I love it. I just think this is what we've missed in like competition. Like, just get 2 people that we don't really, we're not act about a championship fight. We just want to see something good. Like Nate Robinson getting knocked out.
I was thinking the same thing. Like the Paul brothers. They had their little. I'm just thinking about now. I haven't seen them. Are they still fighting?
Well, he was supposed to be fighting Mike Tyson, and there was a whole
It's
thing
still
about
coming
that.
up November. They moved it to November.
Yeah, so he's fighting Mike Tyson.
Which one, Logan or?
Jake is fighting Mike Tyson.
Jake.
Okay.
I think it's Jake. Yeah, I think it's Jake. So
Which is kind of crazy.
I feel like, but it's
Absurd.
It's pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Of course.
No.
No, it's not pay-per-view?
It's free on Netflix.
Really? Well, then it's not free though, because you got to pay for your subscription.
Yeah, $14, $15.
Right, you got to pay your $14.99 to see them fight.
But my 25 for HD plus a couple extra.
You pay
wouldn't know about that. That's a lot of
$25 for
money.
Netflix. That's a lot of money.
I think this conversation kind of goes into, do you believe that athletes can be, can they cross, I guess, genres or different sports, right? Because boxing is a discipline just like football is a discipline, right? They're both football players. I know that there are a lot of guys, that train in multiple disciplines, and sometimes they take the opportunity to go about it.
Word to Bo Jackson.
I've actually heard that Darren Williams is actually a really good boxer.
He did. I think Darren Williams wasn't an MMA. He did do a fight a couple of years
Yeah,
ago.
he's actually a pretty good fighter.
I don't believe
But
that he won.
there's other athletes like Greg Hardy. He did UFC for a period of time. Brock Lesnar did football and UFC. So
Oh, I feel like when James Johnson retired, he probably gonna go into that as well.
maybe I heard he's an amazing fighder as well.
He is the most feared person in the NBA.
He's gonna put you in a headlock.
Athletes and athletes at the end of the day, and I think that's why they could easily transition over to something like that. For me, I'm not taking the head hits, but do you?
But I think we have to commend them for their courageousness to even want to step into. I think even when you look at Chad, it's like, yeah, I might get beat up, I might get knocked out.
He's gonna enjoy every second of it and laugh it all off.
At the end of the day, at least I'm pushing myself to try something that I've never tried before.
Yeah, there's no loss or.
I think it's that as athletes, I feel like they have a certain level of competition. They need to do things. I feel like it's also that discipline. Like, all right, I'm going to give myself another challenge. Something to set the bar that I'm going to
work for.
Yeah,
That's
to
why
work
I
for.
think it's great. Even like down to I personally believe something like this should push people like, for example, Tyreek Hill and Noah Lyles. Just run.
There's no point.
Run for the money.
There's no.
But it's the same concept.
I like to see it
It's the same concept.
You like to see a blowout
from Bahu.
by Noah Lyles?
Yeah.
You think he gonna win?
Blowout.
Right, but it's
There's no point.
no look. But at least
You think Noah
Tyreek
Lyles-
tries.
Blowout.
Who's gonna win?
No, Noah.
Yeah,
A
why?
blowout.
Because he's a professional.
Because that man he can't do what he does. Like,
But we're talking about cross athletes. So I'm not saying that he's going to be good.
put him on the NFL field. I mean, put him on with some cleats and have him run a 40. That's a different story. But you bring him to the track, it's a blow.
So you don't think Tyreek is running?
I don't think Tyreek beats him, but I think Tyreek will definitely be a lot faster than people will give credit for.
He'll be with him for like the first 20, maybe 30 meters because knows the start is off, and after that, it's gonna just.
I think there's only one way. There's only
one way to find out.
Make it happen, fellas.
They should run.
Noah says there's no point. He says it's a joke. Like, you're disrespecting my sport by saying.
So
Right,
do-
but that
so
sounds
do
like
it.
you're
That sounds like
scared.
a It's a cop
That
out.
sounds like he's scared.
It's
It's
disrespectful.
a cop out. So beat him and
Right, but
and
that's
be
what I'm saying.
victorious.
To say it's disrespect is like, Noah, you can't run a fade route and catch a football.
He never said he could though. That's the point.
Right, but
He never
Tyreek,
said
all
he
Tyreek
could.
is saying is if you putting me from 0 to 100 meters, I can run it. Which I agree with him.
I've seen him on the track, bro. He's not coming nowhere near him in a track.
I haven't seen him run.
I've seen him run.
I haven't seen him run.
He's been on a couple of track meets, and he doesn't like. He's fast. He runs. I think he runs like 10 seconds, but Noah runs 9 seconds on a good day. Like on a bad day, probably runs a little under 10. It's no point.
Fake
Like I
sick
said, I don't
anyways.
want to.
If he lose, he gonna fake sick anyways.
I don't want to disrespect
Coming
anybody.
at my man like that.
He gonna get carried off the field.
I don't want to disrespect anybody,
Yeah,
man.
whatever he had.
I don't want to disrespect anybody, but I feel like at the end of the day, if you're saying you're the fastest man in the world, there should be no problem with you running with somebody that's not making that claim.
How about you just run somebody else first and then see how they blow
No,
you out?
he should.
And then,
No, I agree with you because then DK ran a meet.
DK got smoked.
But he's also not that fast. I don't know why he did that.
People
But
think but it's just like that. He
but
thinks he's
that's what I'm
fast.
saying. DK is not faster. DK is not faster than Tyreek. DK is not faster than Tyreek.
No, we all know that.
So that's what I'm saying. So if that's the case, I agree with you. Maybe Tyreek should run meet.
just run deep.
What they have to lose?
Did nothing. It literally.
It's a waste of his time.
So Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul is also a waste of time. Nate Robinson fighting Jake Paul.
Yeah, but Mike Tyson is retired. If Jake Paul comes to Mike Tyson in his prime and says, "Yo, fight me," Mike Tyson's like, "Don't ever disrespect me like that. I will knock you out." It's different.
And then knock
It's
him
different.
out.
But why would I waste my time? It's different. It's like watching Mayweather fight these days. Why? A man goes in the ring, doesn't even prepare. He just goes out there and starts swinging. He don't care no more. But it's that paycheck, and he knows he's gonna win because he doesn't have to put that much effort.
I feel like, you know what it is? I feel like with Noah Lyles, I feel like he talks so much.
He's annoying.
So people want to see him lose.
He's annoying.
That's really what it is. People want to see him because he talks so much.
He's
Like
annoying.
literally. So like if you say you are this fastest person in the world, so prove it.
He doesn't need to.
But you do because okay, right? But he didn't come home with the gold.
He
So
did.
clearly you're not
He
the
did in 100.
okay. He did not sweep all of everything that he.
Oh no, it wasn't that good of a.
You know what I mean? He was no Usain Bolt who won everything.
No.
He was no Michael Phelps who won everything. So there are people that are better runners than he is because he did not win everything. So if you are this fastest man on the world, just and somebody challenge you, accept the challenge.
It's a waste of time, man.
I guess.
I look at it as a waste of time.
So then you feel like if Tyreek just puts on his spikes and doesn't run against anybody, he just runs 100 and times it and shows people the time, and the time is competitive with some of the other people that ran.
It will not be competitive. That's what you're not getting.
Listen, I didn't run track, so I'm speaking to the track guy to know.
Didn't they say the same thing about Cat Williams?
What? You can't compare a non-athlete to an athlete, bro.
Was it-
a man like 60 years?
Wait, but wasn't his runtime really good?
It wasn't even legit. Somebody with a stopwatch pressed it mad early anyway. So
I don't know nothing about track, but I'm just saying.
You gotta have all the legit equipment to make it official. Cause I could stop that real quick and say he ran a 4.99, whatever he ran. When I know he probably ran like a 5.2 like Tom Brady or something like that. Cat Williams is probably racing Tom Brady, and they're gonna be tired.
So it sounds like we need Cat Williams, Tyreek Hill, Noah Lyles to run 100 meters.
Facts. And throw Charles Barkley and Dick Bavetta in there too.
Somebody, right?
Put them back in there. You remember when they did that jump for the All-Star Weekend?
What's the guy that always runs the 40-yard dash for football? I can't remember his name.
Who?
He does it for charity. It's one of the he's an analyst. I can't remember his name though.
I'm not familiar.
I'm not picking it up here.
During the combine, he runs the 40-yard dash. I can't remember.
I never watched the combine.
Oh man, that guy, it's hilarious though. He looks hilarious. But I think in general, if Noah's saying it's a waste of his time, so what you're saying? What if Tyreek said he's gonna put up money? Would he run it then?
I mean, then yeah, because I don't think Noah make like decent money. I think
Tyreek got money. Look,
say Tyreek put up a mill.
I think he would do it.
I think he.
I think if Tyreek said, "Listen, I'll put up $1 million I can beat you in a race.
Because I doubt Noah has even made $1 million.
You never know. I feel like because I feel like now he's getting
Track,
some
you
endorsements.
don't make a lot of money.
No, not from the competition, but from
Yeah,
endorsements.
I will.
Sponsorship, but the thing is exactly what we said earlier. He's not a very liked person. He's annoying.
I will say maybe this year I think he's made a lot of money because of the Olympics, and he had
I
a
saw one
boatload of commercials.
I saw one commercial.
I mean, it's Olympic year, now it's dead.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't heard about him since. I really forgot about him.
And they're still running. The thing is, yes, track continues to go. The off season is the
That's on ESPN.
It's Diamond League, no?
Diamond League. I watch.
So the track has their own league, but it's once again it's not.
What is that broadcasted on?
NBC. I watch live on YouTube.
Track is one of those sports where it's like if you're in the know, you know.
Yeah, you
But like if you're not,
you did track, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like my dad watches all that stuff, but that's because he's always trying to find out which Jamaican sprinters is running.
Yep.
So I'm saying,
You looking for the
Not for the next bowl. That's not happening. That was a rare guy who was 6, whatever he was.
He was
and
tall.
Moved like that. Yeah. Most people who are that tall can't move like that. He was rare with it.
it's the jerk chicken.
There's something in that
Oxtail.
water.
can't tell you the secret.
It don't make sense how that little island produces that these.
I can't tell y'all the secret. I can't tell y'all.
I guess.
I'll give away the secret.
What is it? All the raw
I can't tell you. Can't tell you.
coconuts out
It's
there.
the jerk sauce or something.
Jerk sauce.
Can't tell y'all. Can't tell y'all, man.
The meat got steroids in it to make y'all fat.
No, we actually have all. Listen, it's not America. We got all natural. Everything from the island is natural, straight from the ground.
I've seen them make jerk chicken on top of the like bamboo or the
Pimento wood.
Yeah, pimento wood. Yeah, I've seen it. It looks crazy. It looks good.
I gotta take a trip to Jamaica.
It looks good, but you got to go into the city. I mean, like into the villages to actually eat that good food.
But I would assume the food, most places, like a lot of places, would probably be good over there.
Yeah, because
I think
crap over here.
Facts.
I think it's just like anywhere else. You know, you're gonna have
The good and the bad.
right. You can have pizza in New York. You can have New York style pizza. That doesn't mean that it's New York style pizza.
That's a fact. Well, since we're talking about food, I just want to take this time to say, Haitians, we do not eat cat. Just throwing that out there. We don't.
Somebody said that.
Did you not hear?
That's political.
dog?
I'm not getting involved.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He said.
As a Haitian, I'm telling you, we do not eat cat. Nous pas manger chat. Just gotta throw that out there.
Y'all be eating the cats.
Nah, we don't eat none of that. That's nonsense.
That was some ignorant stuff.
Of course, but a lot of things that, but I feel like to me what's crazy. It's not necessarily it's the fact that the ignorance spread. Somebody could say something stupid.
I thought it died when he said it.
But that thing, he wasn't the one that even said it. So it came from someone else.
No, but he said it though.
No, he said it as well, but he heard it from someone else. So the fact that the ignorance can spread is crazy to me. That's just show you how impressionable people are.
That's life though.
But we don't eat cat. Just throwing that out there. We don't eat cat.
Staying on the topic of basketball, you being in the church, pastor's son, how do you feel about what's his name? AJ Griffin.
AJ Griffin.
Retiring from the NBA just after 2 years to follow his dream.
I'm kind of torn about this particular one, right? So I think not allegedly, they say he said he retired from professional basketball to go into ministry full time, right? I thought there's a couple.
Explain what full time means.
Full time, I guess that is his main. That's his main focus. That's his main bread and butter.
Okay.
Like that's his one. Like I feel like full time ministry, but I feel like ministry. There's so.
Does that mean running the church?
No, it doesn't, because it doesn't even have to even be a church.
Okay.
Like ministry can be, like there's so many different ways that you can minister. I feel like definition of minister is to take care of something, right? To like take care of something. So like, if and I feel like as far as ministry goes, there's a bunch of different ways that you can be part of a ministry and you can do ministry. Like
Okay.
if a choir is singing, they're ministering. If I'm preaching, I'm ministering. Like there's a bunch of different ways that you can minister, right? But AJ Griffin, I feel like I get it, right? I understand the aspect of being obedient.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Me, would I do it?
Would you pull? Yeah, because he's on his still on his rookie year.
Yeah.
Would you leave all that money? Because I look at it like almost before you even go too deep into it. I looked at it like that could have always been a path for you.
Yeah.
But why are you not just at least giving this NBA a path before that?
I
just
agree.
to build this for the long term first.
I agree to an extent. To me, I don't look at the money aspect. I don't look at it as the money he's leaving behind. I look at it as the exposure that he's leaving behind, right? That's one to me. One thing I feel like there's way more exposure he would have been able to got. I feel like you'd have been able to reach way more people. If you want to spread the gospel, you have a platform where you'd be able to reach way more people. I see athletes like Jonathan Isaac, who's on the Orlando Magic. Jonathan Isaac, he's a minister. If you go on YouTube, you'll see a bunch of Jonathan Isaac's sermons. Like he preaches sermons in churches. He's a minister, right? And he also recently started a collaboration with a shoe brand where there's Bible verses and different things like that on the shoe.
On the outside?
On the outside of the shoe.
Outside, that's pretty cool.
So so technically, right? If he goes to an NBA game, he's playing an NBA game. There's millions of people that's watching him.
And to see a trend, they'll probably keep showing his shoes.
You know what I
they
mean?
Normally do.
That is one way to get the gospel out. That's one way. I seen an interview by Jaden Ivey, right? Jaden Ivey's a player on
point guard Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, Detroit Pistons, right? Okay. Jaden Ivey, I think it was like a post-game interview. And the first thing he do, first of all, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who provided everything for me. But I feel like it's different things like that and millions of people are seeing this. So I feel like he had a better chance of exposure in getting the word and the gospel out being an NBA player, because there's so many, like the cameras are on you at all times.
I agree with you fully, but I just keep thinking about the money because I just felt like that's generational wealth he could have set up that he's leaving behind.
It's not
don't think of it like that. Like
his father was first of all, his father was an NBA player. His father was also the coach that was coaching Milwaukee that Doc Rivers replaced. So they had money.
Yeah, but that's not his money.
No, I get it, but as a Christian, I can't be concerned about. That's not my concern. Money will come and go. Money will come and go. I feel like the God said, like the Bible tells us, like the love of money is the root of evil. Like money, they say like money is the root of all evil, but it's not money is the root. But it rules the world. No, but like that's a misconception. It's not money. It's the root of evil. It's the love of money. The love of money. I like that one. It's because it's people's actions about money is what's driving them insane. Exactly. To do bad things. It's not the money because money is money. There's power in money. Like you see, like if there's a homeless person, you could literally give them money so they can be okay for the day. Like it won't necessarily help them long term. So there's power in money. Like the issue is not the money. The issue is the love of money, because the love of money the love of money is what will change your character. That's what causes people to be shady. That's what causes people to become deceitful, right? And that's really what sin is. Sin is being deceitful. So that's what make people want to steal. People are going to want to scam. Like there's different things like that, and all of that stems from the love of money. So I don't think it's necessarily leaving the money behind. That's the issue. I think is leaving the exposure behind. But also that money that he could have used that millions to help so much other people as well.
That's what I'm saying, because like I'm not even saying even to have that money and just have it for him buy himself a house. He could have helped homelessness in his community with that type of money. He could have did a lot rather than leaving. I don't want to say leaving it on the table, but like aside and step just step away. Would you make that decision, Brian?
I think that looking at his story and kind of understanding the background, like, finding your own religious path, whatever you believe in, is always a commendable action, right? And ultimately, I think that
Penn State came back.
Interesting.
Penn State came back. I just had to say that.
I think that finding your own path is always an inspirational thing, and sometimes, if you have that calling and it calls to you, it's very difficult for someone to say, you know what, let me stay for the money aspect of it. I think that I kind of agree with Mark. If he comes from a basketball family, money's never really been an issue for him, right? So he probably looks at it in a way it's like, you know, like Mark said, the money will come and go. Me stepping away from the millions is nothing compared to what I have the ability to do. However, I believe that you were blessed, you know, to be born into a basketball family and also have a God-given talent that we know to be drafted into the NBA is
hard.
it is a slim to none thing to do, right?
That's a fact.
So now you're going to give that opportunity up that I feel like, this is just my opinion. You can look how you want.
It's
something, right? It's something a blessing that was placed, you know, on your plate. I feel like, you know what? The best way he could have honored that ability to do ministry, go out there and ball, man. You go out there, you're dropping points, you're getting buckets. They're going to want to interview, and you can speak about your ministry every time that you drop, you know, 25, 30, you hit the game winner.
Right, but if you pull up AJ Griffin's stats,
They're not good.
that probably is not happening.
Right, and I feel like that's why maybe he's leaning more towards
Ministry,
because it's like, hey, maybe I have a natural talent, like we were talking about earlier. Maybe I have a natural talent for basketball, but my mindset and ethic is not here.
Yeah.
And I agree. If you feel like, hey, I could do this, but I'm not here mentally, remove yourself from that so we can put somebody else in that spot that's really willing to give their all to that, and you go do what you feel like is best. If you feel like you can put your all into ministry and be able to help people and do it that way, go and do that, because I wouldn't want you out there on the court and it's not fulfilling you. It's not
miserable.
Right. It's not pouring into you the way that it needs to.
That's a fact.
Because ultimately, we got to think about it like this too. If he's coming from a basketball family, maybe that wasn't his dream. Maybe he's good. And it happens. There's people that are good at things, and it's just not.
I hear you, but also I hope that he did not take his blessing for granted, right? Because we're going to the numbers aspect of the NBA, right? It's 30 teams, 15-man roster.
Right.
There's 450 people that are in the NBA, give or take.
And that's not including people. That's not including the people in the G League fighting for their life either.
Facts. And there are 60 people every year that are selected to play. You were fortunate enough to be blessed to be one of those 60 people drafted to one of those 450 spots, right? That is a blessing.
In the world.
Like that, yeah.
He's definitely an international game.
It is. That is a blessing. And I just pray that he didn't take that for granted and stepped away from a blessing. Because when you're stepping away from a blessing, like it's unfortunate. Like I feel like right, as the Bible tells us that everything belongs to God. Everything that we do belongs to God, and it's our job to manage it. We are stewards, right? I feel like that could have been him to steward his influence, steward his
He had a platform.
steward his platform, but also steward his mind and body to the point where you can be able to perform professionally as an athlete. I feel like it's the discipline of both of that. Like you did discipline to get to where you needed to be so you can get a platform. I just hope that he didn't do everything he did, properly steward his body, you know what I'm saying, become a professional athlete, make it to the league.
It's a lot of work. You had to grind from high school to college grind, then getting drafted.
A lot of discipline, and then fumble it. You know what I mean? I just pray that this was the right decision.
I hope so.
Because I do think, because he could have, I truly believe that you can do ministry and be a professional athlete
at the same time.
At the same time, I feel like you could like Brian said, like I said earlier, there are post game interviews, and also because you are an athlete, you have a following. People are going to follow. You can literally get on Instagram, go on live, and be like, "Yo, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior." If you don't know Him, get to know Him, and people are going to follow you just because you are an NBA player and your influence.
And every aspect of the game is visual, right?
Literally.
So it's like down to what you wear, right? Like if Kyrie puts something on his shoes, they're zooming in, you know, and I'm not saying that he's Kyrie, but just in general, if you want to make a statement while you're on the court, there are a plethora of ways to do it.
So many opportunities. Pre-game,
you want to cut Bible verses into the side of your head every game. And you got to think about all the players that have done certain things in the league to make different statements, whether it be like a J.R. Smith wearing the Supreme armband, whether it was the ninja headbands, even down to, Jordan with the band shoes. All these things are different ways of people, quote unquote, making statements. Even Gilbert Arenas at one point wore designer sneakers to play basketball.
Jonathan Isaac refused to kneel when everybody was kneeling because he's like, I'm not. It was a statement as well.
Right.
And I feel like,
and I can get it from his perspective. That's a religious thing. I only kneel.
Yeah.
I don't kneel for man. And ultimately, yes, this is a societal issue. But for him, if he felt like it was not the right thing to do, that's his choice. Like everyone has a choice, and I think at this point, Griffin is making a choice that he feels like is going to work best for him. And I hope that it does work out where hey, maybe you take your ministry and it blows up.
Yeah, maybe he becomes a real, a televangelist, becomes a big time pastor.
Well, I don't even think necessarily have to be, televangelism, but just in general, maybe.
No, but if he said I'm going into full time ministry, I need to see you ministering.
I need to see some full time work.
I'm just saying.
Full-time effort.
This is what you said you were going to do. Full time ministry. It could be whatever. There's different ways you can minister. Yeah. But if that's what you said you're going to do, let's do it.
And I also feel like and I get it, the NBA, it's a different animal, right? As far as the workouts to training and everything else.
I was going to say that. I hope he didn't take the lazy way out and say, like, this is a lot of work. I don't want to do it. I'm about to go follow ministry.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like
I hope that wasn't
there are plenty pastors, right, that aren't in the NBA, but they work in bus drivers, they work in regular 9-to-5 jobs, and they make time for their ministry on Sundays. And not every pastor is, a full-time pastor. There are people with ministries that have day jobs. So
I'm looking at AJ Griffin's stats from last season. 20 games played, 2.5 points per game.
Well, he on the court.
8.5 minutes per game. So
those 8 minutes, he ain't doing nothing.
No. So we can make the argument that it was a lazy way out, but at the same time, but as a Christian, like it's not my. I don't want to judge him, right? I feel like it's not fair to judge him. But as a sports fanatic, I'm just be like, yo, like clearly you wasn't impacting the game anyway, so you're like, let me go do something else. This ain't for me. That's me talking as a sports fan. But
for me, there's always a place for those end of the bench players. Always a place.
Absolutely.
Always a place.
Absolutely.
Because we always need fillers in the back of the bench.
Absolutely. But then now I'm thinking, would he have been able to have that exposure if he's not on the court? He's not in the post game. He's not in the post game interviews.
He warms up. He goes on the court. I mean, he could do it other ways, but like you said, it doesn't have to be physically on the court. It could be in the locker room. It could be showing something that means, yo, I'm an NBA player. Listen to what I'm saying.
Literally. I feel like
as simple as that.
I talk about God a lot at work. I have conversations with both of y'all at work.
And you don't have to be the star player on the team to have that level of influence. There's so many players now that use their platform as a professional athlete, right? And they promote things via social media all the time, right? Look at even down to Simone Biles' husband. He's a Chicago Bear. Is he the best player on the team? I wouldn't say that he's the best player, but to be on an NFL team means that you have some level of talent. But ultimately, he's taken his platform, right? And he's done certain things. He's been on Hard Knocks when they were, doing it this season.
He did get a lot of hate, though.
No, he did. But what I'm just saying in general is that you don't need to be the best player on the team to make noise or to get your, you know what I'm saying?
Jonathan Isaac is not the best player on the match. You didn't even know who he was, right?
Nah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like when I somehow discovered that he had preached one time, and off of then I followed him. I said, oh, he's a Christian athlete. Let me follow.
And that's how he could make noise.
Literally.
Like you said, he could go on social media, and then that group of people, even if it's not somebody else, I guarantee you a Christian news will reach out to him and interview. It's like, it's easy. I just don't, maybe he didn't want to put I don't want to judge his character.
Yeah, no, facts.
But like,
it's not our job. It's not our job to judge.
And as an NBA player, there's so many opportunities. Because even like if you go to the games, right? Yes, you may not be playing. But even if you look up at the Jumbotron, they'll have the players doing all kind of random, you know what I'm saying, little games or whatever. Like there's
multiple opportunities.
You will get, as an NBA player, you will get some level of exposure. Maybe not as much as the number one player on the team, but in general, your face is going to be out there. If you go to games, if you see them, people are going to know who you are.
I don't know if the NBA does this, but the NFL does a lot. A lot of the teams have their own
Outreaches.
YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Not even that, their own YouTube channels.
Yeah.
So what they do is they specify it could be anyone in the back of the bench. They isolate a player and they follow his life. They do this, do that. They could have easily did that too with his situation. And he could have said, follow me for the day. And then we could have went through his whole situation. He could have shared his love for God, and he could have made his message while still being on that platform.
The only reason I know Jonathan Isaac is because he's an NBA player. That's the only reason I know. If he was not an NBA player and he was ministering, I probably would have never heard of him.
Because so a lot of times you have to have some type of relevancy. What's the word?
Relevancy.
Yeah, to the person to be connected in a certain way.
I agree.
That's literally what it is. If Adrian Griffin never played ball, we would never care about his situation going on right now. I don't care if his dad was an ex. We would never speak about it.
That's a fact. Even
but
if
he touched an NBA court, now we're speaking about him.
Literally.
That's literally why.
Like I said, my concern, I'm just concerned that he might have fumbled his influence.
No, I agree
That's
with you.
that's my concern. I just feel like he could have reached more people as an NBA player than being on his own.
And there's been plenty of examples of people using their craft in order to transition that message. And this is a little bit off topic, but we're staying in the same vein. Yes, he's a madman. I'm not getting too deep into him, but Kanye made a Christian album. Kanye's made songs about God, right? Me and you were just having a conversation about Glorilla doing a song with Kirk Franklin in Maverick City, right? There's opportunities for you to find these lanes within your craft.
Yeah.
Because to say that you can't do both, there are people that are doing it. Some of them, even if you want to say it's covertly, because Glorilla could have, 15 songs on her album. But guess what? This one song on her album, let's just say she does, 90,000 units as an example. Somebody's gonna listen to that album and hear a song with Kirk Franklin in Maverick City, and they don't even know. Right? They didn't even know who that was. But it's a gospel song.
Facts.
I figured it.
Right on it. It's a gospel song on a.
I was gonna say gospel.
No. It is. It's a gospel song on a hip hop album.
Yeah, but she's all about God though. No. What I'm saying is that if you ask her about it, and as we cannot judge.
No, I don't judge.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you ask her about it, she talks to you. She definitely does talk about it.
I've heard her talk in interviews.
Okay, so I don't necessarily.
She's always said, I want to do a song with Kirk Franklin. She's always said that.
No, and
it's probably because she grew up listening to him.
Right, in the church.
Because
she probably did grow up in the church.
Yeah.
My sister Glorilla, the original Glorilla, she grew up in the church, so I get it.
Yeah, so it's different like that.
No, I gotta listen to it. Is it a gospel track?
It's a gospel. It is what I would say.
But it also goes back to the influence thing, right? You put this one gospel song,
right? This one seed
it is a seed. You put this one seed on a hip hop album, and you don't know where that seed will get sowed. You don't know who's gonna listen to that and who it could hit their heart, and they'll be like, "Wow, maybe I need to."
Because that album could be tiered to her core fans, and they listen to the entire album and be like, "Oh wow,
who's Maverick City? Who's Kirk Franklin?"
Because I don't know who Maverick City is. So when I hear these things, I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna give it a." But most of the time, you probably just have it on a shuffle and it comes up. You're like, "Wow, this is actually a good song. I didn't even know Gorilla was even into this." And now it opens your eyes to because you didn't know that she was all about God and stuff. Yeah, and now you know because I've listened to interviews about her.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. And to have her do a song, with Kirk Franklin and Maverick City, when we see all of these perils of the music industry and how some of these people are promoting, and like I said, I'm not getting too deep into it, how these people are promoting certain things that may be the antithesis of that, right? To see someone openly promoting their love for faith. God, right? Their faith,
their spirituality, their love for God.
Right. It's a breath of fresh air. That's why I said, even with Anthony Griffith, I feel like you could have, in my opinion, played ball and talked to us about God. It would have been a breath of fresh air.
Okay. So what I hear these two situations, and it reminds me of a parable of the shepherd who there were 100 sheep, right? The parable talks about a parable is a story in the Bible that Jesus would tell, right? Parables usually have bigger meanings, deeper meanings, right? So in this story, Jesus talks about there being 100 sheep, and there's a shepherd guarding 100 sheep. One of the sheep goes off astray. Jesus left the 99 sheep alone to go find that one sheep, right? Because every sheep is valuable. Even if you got 99, that one still matters.
Aren't you leaving? But now you're not watching the 99.
Because the 99 is okay.
They're okay.
The 99, they don't need you to watch over them. They aren't going astray. The 99 is comfortable. The 99 is good. They understand what it is that they need to do.
I got
The
you.
one sheep goes astray because the one sheep doesn't know any better. And what does the shepherd do? The shepherd goes after that one sheep. And where is that one sheep? That one sheep is not here. It's not here. So if you think about it, right? Like for the gorilla instance, that's the one over there, right? That's that one sheep that's over there. You put a gospel song on that album, you're putting the gospel song where the one can hear it.
I agree with that.
Where the one can hear it. And that one will come back to the 99 and it'll be 100 sheep. So I think it's the same thing with AJ Griffin. Him being in the NBA, he can reach out to that one and bring that one back to the 99.
Yeah, and that one is a million because of just how big that platform is.
You know what I mean? Because like people in the NBA, people that listen to Gorilla, people that's watching the games, they're not active. They're not watching this stuff to find gospel. I'm not putting on a Gorilla album thinking I'm going to have an encounter with God. I'm not watching an NBA game thinking I'm going to have an encounter with God.
Yeah.
But God can literally put things or people in places anywhere so that his message can get out. So when you put Glorilla, when you drop that Kirk Franklin Maverick City on her album, that's God, that's the one, him hitting the one. When you got AJ Griffin in the NBA, that's him hitting the one. Yeah. So like I said, when I go back to originally what I said, I'm just concerned that he might have fumbled his influence.
You gotta reach out to him, man.
Man, tell him come talk to me.
Maybe he'll turn.
You know what I mean?
Maybe he'll change.
Have a change of heart. Cause that's what I really feel like him. He don't need to talk to me. He needs to talk to Jonathan Isaac. He needs to talk to Jonathan. Yeah. He needs to talk to. There's a bunch of like Christian athletes that I know. Like Jonathan Isaac is another one. Jaden Ivey, Sidney McLaughlin. There's a lot of athletes that are like openly Christian.
What's the last one you said?
Sidney McLaughlin.
Talking about the running?
Yeah, the track star.
Okay.
She's openly Christian. Like a lot of times, you interview these people after like they're doing the first thing. First things first. All glory to God.
Yeah, I be hearing that.
Yeah, that is them openly declaring their faith.
Gotcha.
And that's another way to reach the one. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
No, it was good. It was good. It was good. Nah, it was good. It was good. It was a lot of information in there, but it was good. It was good. But you know, we call this the Pump and Culture Podcast because we always gotta talk about fitness. So, bro, your wedding's coming up. I gotta ask you both some questions. How you getting right? Brian, how you getting right? I know you canceled that Planet Fitness membership. How you getting right now?
I definitely fell off from the last time we had the podcast, But I mean, there's been a lot of outside factors, moving and other things that have been going on that I think mentally I wasn't necessarily in the headspace to be trying to work out. And I think a lot of people don't really talk about the aspect of the mental health, right? Like, so I was in a good space where I was like, mentally I'm in the gym. And it's like, you could have certain things happen where, I know myself, like, you could have a move that could be stressful. Relatives passing away. Like I've had a couple relatives that have passed away recently. And so mentally, I'm gonna be very honest, I haven't been in the headspace to want to be in the gym. And if anything, it's definitely triggered certain aspects that I didn't want to go back to. Like, I know myself, I find comfort when it comes to food in certain aspects, right? So dealing with the loss, it's like, yeah, man, I just want to eat what tastes good. Not what I know is going to actually help me to stick to my journey, right? Because I'm hurting, I'm in pain. This, like, this feels good. Like this
I think a lot
candy
of people
yams
do
with the
that.
mac and cheese and the fried chicken. Yeah, I've had this 3 days in a row. I shouldn't be eating it 3 days in a row.
I think a lot of us do that.
And, and everybody copes with these things
Yeah.
in different ways.
facts.
Yeah.
I know myself. I'm definitely a stress eater. When I'm stressed out,
I remember when we was working with Brian, I could always tell how big his workload was. Like on Fridays when it's time to close out, if you see Brian with a box of Popeyes, you know that RC was going crazy.
but you know what it was? It's like identifying it and being like, you know what? That's not the best way to deal with the stress. And I think overall, what I realized is, and I've actually been slowly working on things to start back this month to get back into my routine. Sometimes it just takes the small things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday, I ordered on Amazon. I got me a 3-liter water bottle so I can start just only drinking water. Right. I'm getting back into making sure I'm getting my water intake in. I shook off the dust off my multivitamins to make sure I can get my vitamins in. I ordered meal prep containers, like the small ones, the little black ones, so that way I can start to manage my portions again. And each of these things I feel like are just steps to put me back in the right direction. So that way when I do get back in the gym, it's back to regularly scheduled programming. It's back to getting to do what I need to do. So that way, when February and all the rest of this stuff rolls around, I can start to look good. But I'll definitely say that, if you're on a fitness journey, don't be afraid, to get back, back into your routine. If you fall off, hey, that doesn't mean you should quit. All right, you lost 10 pounds and put on 20, don't quit.
And the word you use, and I try to avoid, is journey. I think fitness
is a lifestyle.
It should become a lifestyle. It should become something that when it's in your routine, it's there permanently and you force it in there. You force it in there no matter what.
I think I don't know what the saying is, but I know it takes maybe 6 weeks to form a habit, whatever they say it is. I feel like, and I feel once things become a habit, it is a lifestyle. Yeah, like I'm thinking, like just now, literally on the way here, what I've been doing, I've been intermittent fasting, right? So on the way here, like before, I didn't eat today. I usually eat later in the day. I stopped at the deli. They wasn't serving no food. So I'm like, let me stop at Wendy's really quick, right? I'm looking at Wendy's. I'm looking at the menu. I'm about to get me a big chicken sandwich, and I said, you know what? But I said, you know what? Let me just get the wrap. And I got the wrap. So so to me it's just like would I have preferred to eat this? I did not get the fries. All I had, like, and Brian could tell you, all I had was the wrap and a bottle of water. That was it. But I literally I even went to Wendy's with the intentions of getting a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
But that was really the intention. I'm looking at the menu. I'm also looking at the calorie count. I was just like.
Sometimes it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. Especially, with your lifestyle and what you're doing, it can be very difficult to make the proper choices. Like when I was really heavy on it, you know what I'm saying? I was making sure I was hitting my protein goals and I was keeping the calories within a manageable range, right? Even if I was eating out, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get, I'm gonna substitute no bun, and then it's like, that's the hardest thing to manage is like, you could fall off like that. And then all of a sudden now you're just rolling in the wrong direction. That's why I said, you're right, it should be a lifestyle. Don't feel like just because you fell off of that path that you shouldn't, that you can't pick it back up at some point. Because some people get very defeated when they see things going in a direction that they don't like.
And to me, I don't care if you have things going in your life and you have to slow it down to once a week. Keep it in the routine and it stays consistent. Because I know we all have life and things are gonna happen. But if you could at least keep it active at least once a week, that stays in your brain and that habit continues to roll on, month to month to month.
I feel like I looked at the scale in the beginning of the summer, and I was just like, "Yo, nah, at all." I feel like I was eating terribly. I was eating terribly. Mind you, I put in a lot of work. Like at one point, I was 265. I dropped down to like 240. I think the lowest I've ever seen it was like 218. And but I was steady around 225, right? Sometime in, I'm gonna say like June, I looked at the scale and it's back up to 239, and I'm just like, how did I get back here? I feel like to me, when I saw 239, I said 239 is damn near gonna go back. It's gonna be 265 again.
It's them
And
habits,
I
bro.
and I vowed to him. I promised myself I'm never going back.
It's the
high.
habits.
Never going back that high.
It's the
But I can
habits,
honestly
bro.
say today, I looked at the scale yesterday. I'm back down to 223. So I got back to my steady weight. This isn't my goal. I definitely want to go way lower than this. But now I'm back to where I started.
How's your gym activity?
I need to get back in the gym. I ain't gonna hold you. I was
Okay.
pumping fitness culture. I can't tell you right now. I'm gonna get. But gosh, the wedding is so
Around the
cool.
corner.
It's around the corner.
It's around the corner.
I tell myself all the time I need to get back into it, but I just gotta hit the ground running and do it. But I can say I am disciplined in the food aspect of things.
Because food is the most important
Yeah.
part. It starts the whole journey, and then gym is just that plus
It's
that gets you
yeah.
over the top. But food is 80% of the whole entire journey.
But I can honestly say I'm definitely, when it comes to the food aspect, I'm watching. Like I feel like most days I'm eating. I'm telling you, most days I'm eating salads.
Yeah.
But I had pasta last week, and you looked at me like, "What happened?" I was like,
I
don't
said,
know,
what
one
happened?
day.
What you slip up for?
But I'm still
Yeah,
watching the
yeah,
numbers.
yeah.
It did not like I'm still very much like I said, I really had all intentions of going there, getting a crispy chicken sandwich
Be made better
with
selection.
the fries and some nuggets.
That's why I had to ask you about the fries.
I looked at it and I was like, let me get the grilled wrap, and I got a grilled chicken wrap. Like it's little decisions like that I find myself making all the time. I feel like when I do slip up, I hate how my body feels.
Yeah, sometimes I kind of like that I'm vegan because I can't eat that stuff no more. Like I can't stop at Wendy's. Like there's nothing I can do besides the fries. So it makes me skip all the fast food. Because I used to be killing that stuff. I used to think, after the workout, you take down a Wendy's four for five.
Four for
Yeah,
four.
4 for 4. Like that was doing me any justice.
Right.
And it really
Man.
wasn't.
I'm trying my best to be disciplined. I seen Chick-fil-A got this seasonal sandwich right now that I'm dying to go try.
Yo,
But I'm
I
like,
think
I'm
it's
like, you know what?
I think Chick-fil-A is fake healthy, bro. Because I think their chicken itself has like mad shit in there.
No, I never said it was healthy. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Because if I thought it was healthy, I would have went and got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm dying to try it. But I'm like, you know what? Like, I think if I slip up once, I don't know how far I'm
You're gonna start falling backwards. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you got to also find motivation in different ways. I think also too, you got to take away like find someone that can motivate you, but also doesn't that you feel compelled to compare yourself to, like be envious about, right? So for me, somebody that I've been really watching their fitness journey really closely, and for me, I really like on Instagram and TikTok, I follow a lot of people that do transformations because I feel like it's very much more so on the motivational side of things, right? It's like, hey, I'm trying to push you. I did it, you can do it. And one of the biggest people that I'm always like, dang, man, his transformation was great. Gunna, man. Gunna's transformation from pre-jail to post.
That's a new journey too.
Bro, he lost so much weight.
Yeah.
And not even necessarily on a bodybuilder end. He just literally just slimmed down. Could it be Ozempic? Possibly. I'm not saying it's not, right? But what I will say is, when he does talk about it, he's been doing the men's health, all of those little YouTube pages and stuff like that. He says, I'm working out 6 days a week, and I've seen him working out. He says that I fly my trainer everywhere with me, and I got someone that's doing personal chef or whatever.
I had that money.
Right, you should do it.
But also it's also discipline as well. 'Cause I'm looking at someone who we used to see running every day. DJ Khaled used to be on that joint every
Right, but
day.
DJ Khaled doesn't eat.
Yeah, but it's discipline. But if you still enjoy the food you eat and it's healthy,
Right.
that's easy. It's easy because he can have to whip up something that he been wanting, but it's
Right,
low in
make it
fat,
healthy,
and it's still good. It's still good food.
Yeah, I can tell you.
One day-
Khaled was definitely still enjoying the finer type of meals, and not in a good way, in a bad way. I think that you got to find those little small things, because like you said, I can't afford a personal chef, but what I can do is say, you know what, all right, let me see what little hacks are out there, maybe meal prep hacks, if you go to Costco, maybe instead of you going to McDonald's every day for a week at work, you say, you know what, I'm gonna get these little small containers. They're about $10 on Amazon, and then Whole Foods, Costco's, BJ's have the prepared meats too, right? So you can say, you know what,
Bro, you've seen those Whole Foods meal prep packages, right?
I want to get one.
Bro,
They're sold out. Every time I try to go, they're sold out.
Because it's so
People
easy for
buy
you to
them,
meal
yeah.
prep it.
No, I
Literally,
Well,
it's like
chi-
5
what is
days.
it? Yeah, it's chicken,
they have-
salmon, and what?
So they have one that has chicken. I believe there's one that has salmon, and I think there's a meatloaf as well.
Okay.
But all of them, especially the one I really want, is the one with the
Just
salmon,
everybody wants one with the salmon.
where it comes with salmon, sweet potato, and green beans.
That's enough for
Bro,
the week.
and
That's enough
it's,
for the
it's
week.
4 servings. So literally, you have a lunch for every day of the week. Now, and it's only
The
$25.
service are probably calculated as well.
It's like
Right,
five-
so-
that's like
So now imagine,
$5
right?
a
You say
serving
you want
almost
some variety. You get one chicken, you get one salmon. Now you got lunch and dinner
for a week
for a whole week for
25 bucks.
$50
Yeah, $50
for
$50
2
for
of
a
those
week.
containers.
I wish they did it in vegan shit, but no.
Yeah, I still got a long ways to go, man.
Honestly, that
Yeah,
could be
long
your business venture.
What you mean?
That could be your business venture.
Food prep, meal prep is
Honestly,
it's-
vegan
Food is
breakfast.
food is hard, bro. The food industry is hard, and a lot of them fail. I was reading this article last week, a couple weeks ago, saying that in LA and across the US, there's been a lot of vegan restaurants that have closed.
Kevin Hart. He closed
You get a vegan
all.
restaurant?
He
Yeah.
closed all his vegan restaurants in LA.
But he also kept raising the prices to that restaurant where it came to a point where it was supposed to be affordable, and it ended up being like $20 a meal. So it kind of went backwards. He wanted to be affordable, fast food, vegan food. It had everything, chicken. Everyone loved it, but then let's say started off at a meal of 12 and
Yeah.
ended at a meal of 20. He kept upping his prices, and you really can't do that because it's also fast food. And it's still ain't healthy. Fast food got to be cheap.
I feel like a lot of vegan stuff has like, I feel like the imitation stuff. Yeah, I feel like that stuff it can't be good.
It's processed meat,
That
so
can't be
it's still,
good for you. I mean,
to some extent, yeah. But everyone looks at it as they rather eat that once in a blue moon than because it's not. It's not healthy if you're eating it every day like you be eating chicken and ground beef. You cannot eat it every day. If you eat it here and there when you get a Impossible Burger, it's
not gonna
fine.
kill
But
you,
some
right?
people will throw that in their meals every day.
I know my church, like every February, we do a Daniel fast, and Daniel fast is basically vegan. It's like literally just things from the ground for the most part. And I remember we were doing the Impossible meat. And I think maybe after like the day 4, I feel like day 3 or 4.
You were consistently eating it every day?
Low key, yeah.
Nah, it's too much salt.
Bro,
It's
Started
too-
really feeling
my body, I was just like, yo,
yeah,
I
it's
said,
too
you know
salty.
what?
It's sodium
I think
heavy.
I
It's a lot of
haven't had
fat.
I haven't had it since.
A lot of fat.
I felt the effects of it. I said, yo, what's in this? I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna have fruits and vegetables.
I actually had
Let me
some
not
yesterday.
try to
I think-
reinvent the wheel.
Which
The wheel.
we can kind of touch on. A lot of it too is that with the vegan, I'll call it like a vegan revolution, right? And it's been over the past couple of years, it's been exploding. There has been a lot of things that have been presented, as being vegan. It doesn't necessarily mean that people find like vegan to mean healthy, and it doesn't necessarily always mean that it's synonymous based on what you're eating. Like, me and Casey recently were at the Vegan Dale Festival, and I go there to try different stuff that's plant based, but I'm not going there thinking, man, I'm about to lose 20 pounds if I eat all.
Ain't not healthy there.
Right,
Fried chicken?
nothing there is
It's
healthy.
vegan fried chicken. It's donuts. It's things you would normally eat. It's
Right.
just plant based. That's literally
So
what it is.
it's. I think people have to stop putting the two words together in this way where it's like vegan means health food.
How many fat vegans you met? I've met a lot.
Why you say it like that?
Because I've met a lot.
Why
I've
you
met
say
some
it like
fat
that?
vegans out here,
Oh,
and I'm
man.
like, you vegan? How you fat? You should be eating a lot of healthy greens, but you're probably
I
in.
feel like overweight is the you know what I'm saying?
No, but these people, your correct
Yeah.
terminology, but these people I'm talking about
Yeah,
are extensively overweight.
I got you.
Extensively
And they're
overweight.
vegan.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you see what they eat, Impossible Burger.
Yeah.
They're eating just cookies that don't have milk in it. And they're plant based, but they're not eating healthy at all.
Right, but the sugar is still through the roof.
But now the bigger question is, what is their reason for being vegan?
It's the same reason that I'm vegan.
Is it health issues?
No.
Is it
Whoa,
health
no.
issues? Is it health? Is it health reasons?
No, it goes back to animal cruelty.
Right.
So that's
They-
it right there, though.
they-
That's why you became vegan.
Yeah.
Oh.
It started off being for fitness and then
Yeah.
it ended.
That's so. One of my
For
cousins,
animals.
she's been vegan for ever since I can remember. I feel like she's not vegan, but she was vegetarian from like the 2010s. I mean, when in high school, so it has been before 2010, sometime in the late 2000s. In high school, she saw a video saw how they used to kill
Yeah.
cows,
I've seen a couple.
and from there, meat disgusted her. So she's been vegan for at least, I'm thinking about at least 15 something years, 15 plus years at this point now. But that was her reasoning for being vegan. Not it wasn't she was trying to be healthy. She wasn't making these decisions to do better for her body.
And a lot of people were not doing that.
She just cared about the little cows.
And a lot of American, before you even jump into, a lot of American vegan / plant-based, they do it for animals and not to be healthy.
So
They still go out and eat crap.
So when you say that you see a lot of overweight vegans, it really is understanding the intention behind it. If they're not doing it for health issues, they're gonna eat what they want to eat. But it's a discipline thing for you. But now it's become a lifestyle.
Yeah, but nothing is new under the sun, right? So it's like when we talk about veganism and vegetarianism,
Veganism?
That's what it's
That's
called.
what it
It's the
is.
terminology.
Oh, they're gonna open up a church too?
The terminology.
I'm not saying all of that.
That's how it's called.
No,
It's
no,
veganism,
No, but this is
bro.
what I'm getting into,
Veganism.
right? When you're talking about veganism, right? And this is where I think we talk about pump and culture,
Yeah.
right? If you look into, if you're Caribbean and you understand about the Rastafari religion, whether that be Ethiopia or in Jamaica, that is veganism, and that is literal.
And that's where it started.
Right, that is literal veganism, and I have uncles and everybody else that the way that they eat, it is clean.
I get
But
it.
it's not no impossible meat. It's not they make an idol stew and all the rest of this stuff, and it's all from the earth.
I don't know if it was you, but when I first started this journey, which is currently a lifestyle now, I found a Rastafarian on Instagram. I don't know if you told me about it or I found it, but we spoke about it one time.
They eat the way that they eat is
I
true
followed
vegan.
him. It's truly a clean eating from the earth.
Yeah,
And I love it.
One of my early memories, like one of my first memory of ever hearing the word vegan.
Yeah.
I was in the subway one time. It was a Rastafari man. He got the
Promoting it.
he got the whatever kind of patty that they got, like the vegetable patty or something that they got.
It's a veggie patty.
It's a veggie patty. He got it. He's just talking about how clean he eats. I'm not paying him no mind.
Yeah.
But when I think about it now, to see how that was the first time I ever heard the word, and to see how widespread it's become, it's like I can understand when you're talking about how the Rastafarians, how they do focus on clean eating. That's what a lot of things he was talking about. Like, nah, I don't want no mayo or none of that.
Nothing.
Everything clean.
Right.
Everything. I'm just like, hurry up. Like, I didn't get my hand in Swiss. Like, yo, come on.
I do think there's a little bit of negativity in there now because I feel like there's a lot of like posers who are doing it because they think they're being like the 1% who are vegan, and they're doing it just because it's a fad in a sense.
But that's what everything.
That's true.
That's what
Yeah, that's
everything.
true.
But
That's
also,
true.
I feel like this new age that we live in, social media amplifies everything.
That is also true.
Everything.
It's also true.
So people gonna do that. People gonna do what's trendy.
Mhm.
Everything's a trend. Like everything.
Yeah, I guess you can really make anything a trend.
People was walking up the little crates. Everything.
I loved it.
Everything.
Oh, during COVID?
It's a
Talking about during COVID?
Yeah.
I came down.
Yo, they was getting hurt. They was getting hurt.
He said when I came
They
down.
was getting hurt. They was getting hurt.
I hope he's okay,
man.
but it was funny. I'm not gonna hold you.
It was-
No, but people are easily influenced, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think, like I said, if there were more people, hitting like and share on a Rastafarian Brothers, cookbook that he's selling, where he's showing you how to make idle foods. Because I'll say this, just like he said, there's a lot of fat vegans. I haven't met very, very many like overweight Rastas. I'm gonna be very honest.
I've never seen
A lot of them are very
Rasta.
lean, skinny,
because more of a raw vegan,
diet, right?
a raw diet. They're not going to gain weight. There's nothing to.
and
stick
it
to the
doesn't necessarily
body.
mean that they out here working out every single
No,
day.
some of them don't
It's
work
just
at all.
right. It's
They
just
eat clean, so they're
right.
healthy.
That's
Yes.
just the way that they eat.
The things when it comes to a lot of vegan food that's not the processed meat, that stuff breaks down under 24 hours. So it comes in and comes out within the same day.
What are some of your vegan necessities?
My vegan necessities.
like food wise. Like what?
Because I'm a bodybuilder, seitan.
Okay, what's that?
So that seitan is from it's made from vital wheat gluten. So it's a powder, it's a flour, it's strictly full 100% wheat. What you could do with that is very potent in protein.
Okay.
So for example, a fourth of a cup of that is 24 grams of protein. So what I do is I make that flour and combine it with some some ingredients, some seasonings, also some nutritional yeast, and I make it into. I don't like to say a chicken like, but it does feel and taste something like chicken. But I'm not going for the chicken taste or flavor or texture because
It's more the health benefits of the protein.
yeah, I get a lot of hate because why are you trying to eat things that taste like chicken? It's not tasting like chicken. It's you have a taste in your brain because I did eat chicken before that you're trying to
Also,
attached to.
Also, we are going to season our food.
Yes, I'm going to season because some people don't season food.
Well, I
I
think it's terrible for people to feel like, quote unquote vegan food has to be tasteless. And I think that's why I always say when I look at my roots, I always come back to the Caribbean aspects of it. When you think about there's a recipe, it's a dish called chenna, right? So chenna is like a Guyanese Trinidadian type of thing where it's a mix of like chickpeas, garbanzo, like it's amazing. I love chenna, right? You eat that with a little roti skin. Technically, that's vegan. There's no dairy, there's no animal, nothing, and that's what we've always grown up eating. Just like even when you think about certain like Haitian food, like legume.
Legume, yeah.
Look, there's no. That's
no. I feel like you can make it with meat or without meat.
meat, right?
Yeah,
so that is inherently it could be vegan
as well. And legume is gonna taste good. You know what I mean?
It doesn't mean it has to be tasteless, and I think that's why I feel like a lot of people should look into.
Hold on. Legume is not cat.
Okay.
I think
a lot of people should look more into different styles of cuisine, especially if you're looking into being, vegan. Look into some certain Caribbean dishes because you'll find different ways to season and spice your food that you've never seen before, and it'll taste amazing.
I'm even thinking about some of the soups that we had.
Right.
We got the jumu and the bouillon. Those there's a lot of different dishes you can kind of do things with that aren't
require any meat.
Yeah. But vegan is more than just meat. It's also dairy and
right. The word we when we say the word vegan, we use that as a lifestyle. When we speak about the food itself, we call it plant-based. So the vegan is living the full lifestyle, dealing with the animals and everything that comes with it. Vegan is just you're eating a plant-based diet.
Okay, so as far as being a vegan, how far does the lifestyle go?
It goes as far as not wearing anything that deals with animals,
so
skin,
no
and
leather,
no leather and stuff. But
the
only one that I kind of keep a blind eye to, which is sad to say, is shoes. I can't get away from shoes right now. You guys know. But I'm not gonna go out of my way.
Be out here in the Crocs.
Get shoes for a reason. What do you say?
So you're gonna be out here in the Crocs?
Nah, I ain't wilding with that. I mean, there's some ugly vegan shoes out there, and I refuse to wear.
Well, I mean, they have vegan leather.
Yeah, correct. And a lot of companies are transitioning to that.
I feel like Nike has made some.
Yeah,
one of
they did.
Women,
Melody, whatever her thing. I think her collab, I believe, is vegan.
Yeah, Nike dropped I want to say maybe 2 or 3 fully vegan shoe, fake leather.
One of the girls love the bag. Telfar. That bag is vegan leather.
Yeah.
That bag is not well they're recently releasing a bag that is genuine leather, but the bag was a big craze and it was vegan leather.
Mm-hmm. And what's your favorite vegan snack?
Vegan snack?
Oh, not vegan. Now that you tell it, I understand. Plant-based snack. Or do you have
I mean, I don't call my snacks plant-based. I just call them snacks. Yeah, popcorn. It's the same stuff everybody else eats. It's literally, you know what I mean? It's nothing different than everyone else.
Kale chips or something.
I ain't eating that crap.
I don't know. There's no plant-based Reese's Pieces?
There are now. They are coming out like that. But
okay.
You know me, the way my lifestyle is, I don't really eat candy to that extent.
So how did you replace Skittles?
I found a healthy one at Whole Foods.
Okay.
Whole Foods sells, I forgot what it's called, like Giggles, and it's their type of Skittle.
Okay.
And it has no dyes and stuff, and it's still sugar, but it's a better Skittle for you.
I understand.
Yeah, and they have the regular and the sour, so those will never go nowhere.
There's always alternatives.
There's always alternatives.
You know what I'm saying? If you're someone certain, you just gotta know what your vice is, right? Some people is sugar, some people is salty. It depends on what your vice is.
For me, it's definitely sweet. I definitely want to find an alternative to.
Some people is sodas.
To Reese's, honestly.
Reese's?
Yeah, I feel like recently.
I don't think there's a healthy one.
There's no healthy one, but she had.
I know there's a protein type of one that I've seen.
Possibly, yeah.
Thins. So it's definitely.
Also small.
But those are that small change.
It does go
it's
somewhere.
gonna add up over time.
Yeah.
Just like you said, buying those little tiny ice creams instead of eating the pint, it makes a difference.
There's a Haagen-Dazs that's in my freezer that's been sitting there for mad long because it's 300 calories.
Mm-hmm.
Like I became a calorie counter. Like I'm looking, I was like, nah, this is wild. But I mean,
you said it's a small one that's 300 calories.
It's a small one.
Tiny
right?
one,
But that's what I'm saying. Imagine now, right? That's what I said. There's small alternatives. Imagine that little small Haagen-Dazs is 300 calories when you can go to the supermarket and pick up a Halo Top, which is a pint. The entire
And I was telling him, I sit and eat a pint at a time.
The
so
Halo
how much?
Top, the entire pint is 300 calories.
Oh,
that's wild.
And you wouldn't even guess
that's
what?
crazy.
You're not going to eat the entire pint.
Nah.
No, you
might literally, you probably eat maybe a quarter of the pint and be like, I'm good.
So your fiance told my wife about Yasso.
Yeah.
So we got Yasso bar. It's
ice cream.
Greek
ice
yogurt.
cream, yeah.
Greek yogurt bar.
It's 70 calories a bar.
That's not bad at all.
That's bro.
Not
Like so it's little things like that. That's the new.
Also,
you gotta find your alternative.
Also, too, when it comes to that, don't just look at calories. Look at what's in the bars, like when it comes to fats and fats and saturated fats, because it's not just about calories. Because you could be having a low calorie diet, but consuming a lot of freaking saturated fats.
It could be the same thing like we spoke about with the Impossible Beat.
Right. Yeah. Like quote unquote macros might be good on that, but that has hella fat and hella sodium in it. And that stuff will mess you up in the long run.
Learn how to read nutritional facts.
Literally.
They don't teach people that. Learn when you go to the supermarket, don't just grab it. Pick it up, turn it around, read the label. And find out what's in it.
And that little baby serving of 1.5 cups, you know you're not eating that.
Right.
So put the real number in there. You probably, cup
it's very
times 4.
It is very
deceiving.
It is.
But that's why
you have to stop doing that. They have to stop doing that.
Most people get caught up in volume.
Yes.
So people, right, they'll look at the calorie count and don't realize the volume that you're eating at is not what the nutritional facts say. That's why for me, I know myself, I'm a volume eater. I need low calorie, high volume. So, for example, even I like sodas, right? I can't drink a Pepsi every single day. I'm not doing that. That's not healthy for you.
Do you know there's better sodas?
Oh, Poppy, man. We switched out to Poppy. Poppy is 25 calories, 7 grams of sugar per can.
I think I drink that other one. What's the other one?
Olipop. That one
I got Olipop.
So you like
I like the Olipop.
You like being on the toilet. That's what you like.
The probiotics in that bad boy.
Olipop has like
a lot of probiotics.
Double the amount of fiber.
Yeah.
So much.
It gets you moving.
Look.
Fiber
good for you.
Right, but look, follow me.
Fiber good.
You can drink 2 Poppies.
I'm not drinking 2 though.
You drink 2 Olipops, you'll be in the toilet for the rest of the day.
I'm only drinking one at a time.
Whatever you ate, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Look, that sounds great, but if you at work at your desk, you
don't drink Olipop out.
Hey, listen,
get ready for the bathroom. That's all it is.
I just love that there are alternatives because when we were growing up, there wasn't
alternatives. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, it was either you had soda or you had diet soda.
Because I tried to help a lot of people at work about that because they were heavy drinkers in my aisle, and I was like, "Yo, guys, have you ever tried it? All these other alternatives.
That's what I'm saying. You
just try it.
Yourself.
It tastes the same thing.
Like, for example, with the emergence of all this stuff, like Poppy has expanded. I remember when they first came out, there was maybe about 4 or 5 flavors.
They have a lot of flavors now.
I'm at a point now, like,
what's your favorite?
Right now, my favorite is the lemon lime, and I'll tell you why.
Right.
It's like a Sprite, right? But look,
I gotta tell you mine too.
Look, it's like a Sprite, and the reason why I enjoy it is because even that small change, like for example, I'm not gonna act like I stopped drinking liquor because I didn't. If I'm gonna have a tequila, right, I usually mix it with Sprite. But Sprite, a whole can of Sprite is 300, is 150
it's a lot
calories.
Of sugar too in there, yeah.
Right, it's about 40 grams of sugar, 35 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
I swapped it out with a Poppy. Yeah, hey, it's still liquor, but guess what? It's a small, healthier choice.
Or the salsa waters.
Right,
yeah,
or salsa.
Because these Poppies only got like 6 grams of sugar.
That's it. And guess what? They taste. It doesn't taste the same.
Similar.
Right, but it's going to give you the feel.
Done,
right, and then you can add your little stuff. You want to add a little lemon juice. You add your lime. You're still in the game.
You ever had cream soda?
Yeah, they have orange cream. You ever had orange cream soda?
I don't know about
That's what I'm saying. Poppy.
I had the other one. The other one I had the
cream soda is good, bro. I like the cream soda.
I gotta send some cans our way, Poppy. Right. Send them out, please.
But I'm preaching to everybody. Listen, like even, and this is what I'm saying, like we have to educate people because my mom loves Pepsi. She used to drink so much Pepsi all the time, and with the weddings and stuff coming up, she's like, Brian, are there any healthier alternatives? I got her drinking Olipop and Poppy now. Because guess what? That small change, it could, right? It's gonna help my mom out, man. Like you're gonna lose weight, you're gonna be feeling a lot better.
People have to
But
understand
also-
sometimes you got to spend a little money to be a little more healthier because they're afraid of buying one can for $2.50 and a whole 3 liter for what, $3 a Pepsi.
Right, but you gotta
It's
smart. You gotta shop
crazy,
smart,
bro.
man. You gotta go to BJ's. You gotta go to Costco.
Yeah,
you get
find
the
them.
cases.
Yeah, you get
They
the
have
4
all the
packs.
stuff, right.
Yeah, you get the
Now they
4-pack.
got BJ the Costco got them. That's what I said.
I've never seen this one in
Olipop. I don't know if they have
Olipop.
Olipop, but Poppy they got them by 12. It's like
By
12
12
cases.
I
packs?
feel like
Okay.
Olipop, I think I've only seen them individually.
I've recently seen them in a 4-pack because somebody gave me a 4-pack one time. And I saw it and I was like, oh, didn't know that. But that's good that Poppy makes in the 12-pack. You
Yeah.
be buying it for the crib too?
When we do our grocery shopping,
Yeah.
she gets about 2 or 3 cases.
Okay,
Because
cool.
like I said,
You guys a big
I'll
soda
drink
drinker?
them. I was a big soda drinker.
Okay.
So for me, I was like, I don't really want to give up the soda. But
Yeah,
at the end of the
alternative,
day,
yeah.
I could drink, let's say if I want to, I could drink a Poppy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That still wouldn't equal up to the calorie amount of
Right.
one
Can of
Sprite.
soda, yeah.
Correct.
One Sprite might be 200 calories.
Correct.
Poppies is 25 a piece. I'm only at 75 calories for drinking 3 of them.
No,
And I could
no,
and
no,
I
wanna
could drink
try.
like 4 of those at a time. But I stick to one. I
Right.
stick to one.
But that's what I'm saying. It's just a matter of, hey, even if you are going to make the quote unquote bad decision,
Yeah.
at least let it be on the lower end compared to,
Nah,
I
yeah.
could sit and drink 3 ginger ales in a day. I could drink maybe 1 for a snack,
Yeah.
1 at lunch, 1 at dinner. And those is 150 to 200 calories a piece.
That's a lot of sugar.
That's a lot of liquid sugar,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, a lot of sugar in there.
That small change of swapping out to the Poppy, you're saving
That's fine.
so many calories in the long run.
I think that was one of the first changes I've ever made as far as
Soda?
discipline wise. No, I was a juice drinker. I wasn't a big fan of soda.
Oh,
That liquid
I
sugar.
cut out juice and just went water. So water is my
water.
go-to. Like
What?
for me to drink soda
You like
or
tea?
juice, tea.
I like to buy
Not
tea. It's like,
necessarily.
like unsweetened tea.
I've grown to love water.
Okay.
So for me to drink soda or juice, like soda, I feel like if I'm drinking soda, it's probably as serving as a chaser. And
Yeah,
for
that's
juice,
true.
I have to be having a craving, which is,
I never drink
and I feel
juice.
like they come in like
Yeah.
years apart. Like
Yeah, I never like ever want juice for some reason.
yeah, I've
It's
always
just-
preferred juice over soda because I feel like soda, the carbonation of soda just
bothers you.
yeah. I
I like a little bubbly with my
I never
drink though.
understood that from soda drink. I'm like, y'all like that? Y'all like that?
Actually, I actually juice now too.
okay.
I have a juicer.
Juice
Yeah,
We can get
juice
into that.
juicer.
We
I
can
have a
get into
juicer
that.
now. I have a juicer now.
We can get to that.
I've
That's
been
one of my
having juice. I've been
favorite.
juicing for like a year now.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite
Yeah.
things to do,
I
man.
need to get a juicer.
Mhm. It's just easy to get a lot of good stuff. Like
Yeah.
to me, my favorite one is simple. I do because I love carrots. I do carrots,
Mhm.
green apples because it's sweet,
Mhm.
ginger because I love that ginger taste at the end. I'll throw like a lime or a whole freaking lemon in there too. It's a good one. And then I'll throw some celery in there.
Gosh.
I do be throwing the beet in there so here, but it's just messy. I hate cleaning up
Hey.
the beet. It's messy.
Hey.
The beet messy.
Fellas,
The beet messy.
fellas,
The beet is messy.
throw a beet in there, do some watermelon. Thank me later.
I don't like watermelon, so I ain't gonna do
Hey,
that
listen.
one.
You do beet juice, and you do watermelon. Thank me later. That's all I'll say. I ain't gonna say no more.
It probably tastes good, but I can't do. I
Hey,
can't do watermelon.
Juicing has wonderful benefits, and if you juice beets, yes, it's gonna taste very earthy.
I like
I
the
like
taste
that
of
earthy
beets. I like
taste,
the
me
taste of beets.
personally.
Yeah.
But there's other benefits that come with it. You know,
I guess these would be off podcast.
there's a lot of vitality, man. A lot of vitality. You know,
Positivity.
Makes you strong,
bro.
I
Positivity.
feel like we understand.
Yeah, I gotta invest in a better juicer, but eventually.
so
I want
there's
one.
2 types. You know, you got
Yeah, I want the slow one.
right. So
I
that's
want the
called a
slow juice.
masticated juicer. That's the one
Yeah.
I have. I got mine from I believe I got mine from Ninja.
Ninja.
I got mine from Ninja.
So I have a
You
low
know,
level.
Ninja make everything.
I have a low level
Nice.
Ninja one now. You have the press one.
Right. So
presses
it has
or
it's a
rotation one.
No. So it's like about maybe this big. It sits on the countertop, but it has like the cylinder that slow grinds it.
The slow one. Yeah.
So what you do is you put the stuff in on the top and it
Mhm.
comes through the side and it juices down. But yeah, it's called a masticating juicer. And
Yeah.
the difference between the two is the other juicers, because it has the blades, it
Leaves
adds
a-
in a lot of air.
And it leaves a lot of liquid behind.
Right.
Like I tend to.
You don't
tend
get as
after-
much juice.
Yeah, after like my residue, she wants to use it for other things because there's
pulp.
still so much moisture in that pulp. So,
So
I want to get a
masticating
slower
juicer,
one, but
you get way more juice out of it.
Mhm.
And it to me, it also it helps to maintain a lot of the flavor. So if you're putting in your apples, ginger,
You
everything else
filter
like
it too.
that.
You put it underneath the filter.
Yeah, so I'll do is I'll strain it, or I'll use like a cheesecloth sometimes too, just to get it to be just straight juice. But sometimes, me personally, I like the pulp. I like a little pulp sometimes.
I actually like pulp a lot.
Just
but
a little bit of pulp.
I just eat my fruit.
No, that's the best. That's a good way to get it in. But ultimately, sometimes for people, it's hard for them to kind of sit there and
chew on
because a
vegetables.
serving of fruits and vegetables is a lot of fruit and vegetables throughout the day. Like most people don't get their recommended serving.
Most people.
So ultimately, juicing can help you to get that serving in.
Yep.
Outside of trying to sit there and eat 6 apples, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it means.
Yeah. The only thing to watch with juicing, and because you said it, 6 apples. Don't juice more than what you're normally going to consume.
Right.
Because you can have a spike of a sugar spike of natural sugar by juicing.
That juicing removes a lot of the fiber.
It does, because the pulp is the fiber.
But that's the pulp is the fiber. That's why I said I'll keep a little bit of pulp just so I can get some of that, that fiber.
And with my diet, I don't have a lack of fiber.
So you don't need it.
He said he got nature's what is it? What is that? Metamucil?
It ain't no
he said he got nature's
fiber.
Metamucil. He over there.
The
bowel movement.
It be moving. It be moving. So I don't gotta say nothing less than that.
I get it.
I think that
I am grateful to have consistent bowel movements.
Yeah, I think that's a good ending point. I want to thank you guys, Mark and Brian, for being on the pod today. That was definitely a good one. Hope you learned something, took something from it. Juice, get healthy, end the year off great, guys. Honestly, it's 2024 is coming to an end. Have a lot to look forward for both of you guys in 2025. You got some big
don't
life
wait for a
changes.
New Year's resolution. Start
Nah.
today. If you start now, you'll be ahead of the game.
Correct. So, keep things positive. If you're new, thank you. If you're not, subscribe, like the video. It goes far. I want to thank everybody. Appreciate it. Deuces.